Google just updated AI Studio for free, and it changes everything. Anti-gravity update. You've been building the wrong way, not because you're not smart, because Google just made everything you knew about AI tools obsolete. There's a free update in Google AI Studio right now that most people have no idea about. And if you miss this, you're going to be stuck using yesterday's tools while everyone else moves on. I'm going to break down exactly what changed, what it means for you, and how to use it right now. Hey, I'm Christina, an AI educator who helps people actually learn and use these tools, not just talk about them. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here a while, you know I only cover what's real and what's actually useful. So let's get into it. Google dropped a massive update to Google AI Studio on March 19, 2026. And I want to be clear, this isn't a small quality of life tweak. This is a fundamental shift in what Google AI Studio is and what it can do. I'm going to walk you through the 3 biggest things that changed, what Firebase Studio shutting down means for you, and then I'll explain what Google Antigravity actually is, because that's the piece most people are sleeping on. Stay with me because there's a lot here, and I want to make sure you actually understand how to use this, not just know it exists. So let's start with the big headline. Google AI Studio now has a completely rebuilt vibe coding experience. If you're not familiar with vibe coding, it basically means you describe what you want to build in plain language, and the AI builds it for you. No traditional line-by-line coding required. But here's where the old version fell short. You could build something that looked like an app. It worked in the preview. But the moment you needed to save data, log in a user, or sync across devices, it fell apart. Because it had no real backend, it was basically a pretty prototype that went nowhere. That problem is now solved. Google AI Studio has a built-in Firebase integration, and it's smart. The agent inside AI Studio proactively detects when your app needs data storage or user login based on what you're building. You don't have to configure anything yourself. You just hit Enable Firebase and the agent does the rest. What does it actually set up? It creates your Firebase project. It provisions Firestore for your database. It enables Firebase authentication with Google Sign-In. It generates all the code your app needs to sync data. And it writes and deploys Firestore security rules based on your app's logic. That's a full backend, set up from one button click. And here's the part I want you to really hear. This is all on the free tier. You're getting connected, secure, production-capable apps built from a prompt for free through Google AI Studio. So what kind of apps can you actually build now? Apps that save data in the cloud, apps that sync in real time across devices, apps that support offline capabilities, apps that manage user identities, apps where different people can collaborate together in real time. Google even published a sample app called Heirloom Recipes, built in AI Studio with a Firebase backend that shows exactly this working. You can remix it yourself at aistudio.google.com apps right now. But wait, because there's more to the update. And this next part is where it gets really powerful. The new coding agent inside AI Studio isn't just smarter, it's built differently. Google brought in key components of the agent harness from Google Antigravity, which I'll explain in a minute. But what this means practically is the agent now maintains a deeper understanding of your entire project. It remembers your chat history with it. It can execute complex actions with simpler prompts, iterate faster, and make more precise multi-step code edits. And it can search the ecosystem of modern web tools to find the right solution for what you're building. So if you ask for smooth animations, it figures out to install Framer Motion. If you need professional icons, it brings in ShadCN. You don't have to know what these tools are, the agent figures it out. And here's another big one. You can now connect your apps to real-world services. You bring your own API credentials, the agent detects when a key is needed, and it safely stores it in the new Secrets Manager inside the Settings tab. That means you can connect to payment processors, Google Maps, databases, actual live production services. Google also added Next.js support, so now you can build with React, Angular, or Next.js inside AI Studio. You pick your framework in the Settings panel, and you can pick up where you left off. Close the tab, come back later, your app remembers your session. When I first started experimenting with these tools, honestly, I was overwhelmed trying to figure out which ones were worth my time and which ones to skip. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 members all learning AI tools together, sharing what actually works in real workflows. Not hype, just practical use cases and honest feedback. They helped me figure out what to focus on and what to ignore. If you're serious about getting better at using AI tools like this, check it out. Link in the description. Now let me talk about the thing that's been quietly brewing in the background, because it connects to everything I just said. Google Antigravity. If you haven't heard of it, that's okay. But you need to know what this is. Google Antigravity is a free agentic development platform. It was released in November 2025. It's available for free in public preview right now for Mac, Windows, and Linux. You can download it at antigravity.google. Here's what makes it different from every other coding tool out there. Most AI coding tools, think GitHub Copilot, Cursor, things like that, are smart autocomplete tools. You write code, they help you write it faster. They're still reacting to what you type. They're tools for developers who are writing code themselves. Antigravity is built differently from the ground up. It's what Google calls agent first. Instead of helping you write code, it assigns autonomous agents to complete entire tasks for you. You give it a directive, build a login form with database connection, and the agent breaks that into steps, writes the code across multiple files, runs the tests, fixes what broke, and hands you a verified result. The platform has two main interfaces: the editor view, which looks like a regular IDE, similar to VS Code, for when you want to be hands-on, and the manager surface, which is the new piece. This is where you can spawn multiple agents, assign them different tasks, and watch them work in parallel. You're not writing code, you're directing work. And here's what makes it trustworthy. The agents don't just hand you a final output and say, "Trust me." They generate what Google calls artifacts, task lists, implementation plans, screenshots, and even browser recordings showing the work they did. You can review the logic before anything is finalized. You can leave feedback directly on the artifact, like commenting on a document, and the agent incorporates it without stopping. Antigravity also has a knowledge base. Agents can save useful context and code snippets to improve their work on future tasks. The platform runs on Gemini 3 Pro by default, with generous rate limits on that model, and it also supports Claude and OpenAI models, so you have real flexibility in how you use it. Now here's where all of this connects. Remember I said the new AI Studio coding agent is built with components from Antigravity? That's not a coincidence. Google is consolidating its AI developer tools, and the announcement that came alongside all of this confirms it. Firebase Studio is being shut down. If you've been using Firebase Studio, Google's browser-based development environment, you need to know this. The sunset date is March 22nd, 2027. That gives you a full year to move. Your existing apps already deployed to Firebase will keep running past that date. Firebase itself, Firestore, authentication, app hosting, all of that is staying. Just Firebase Studio, the development environment, is going away. So where do you go? Google is giving you two clear paths. If you want a simpler, prompt-based building experience, move to Google AI Studio. That's the new home for vibe coding, especially now with the Firebase integration built in. If you want full IDE functionality for complex projects, move to Google Antigravity. Google is rolling out a feature inside Firebase Studio that lets you automatically package your code and import it directly into Google AI Studio. And for those moving to Antigravity, the migration documentation is at firebase.google.com, docs/studio migrating project. The bigger picture here is simple. Google AI Studio, which is free, is now capable of producing apps that a year ago would have required a developer, a backend engineer, and a separate cloud setup. That gap is closing fast. The skill that matters now isn't knowing how to write the code. It's knowing how to direct the agent well, knowing what to ask for, knowing how to verify the output. That's the real learning curve. All right, that's everything you need to know. Go to aastudio.google.com apps to start building today. Download Antigravity at antigravity.google. And if you're migrating from Firebase Studio, the documentation is at firebase.google.com.docs/studio migrating project. If you're looking to dive deeper into AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences. What's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay on top of updates like this one and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in the description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are using these tools every day. If this video helped you, drop a like. It genuinely helps more people find it. And subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I cover these updates as they happen, so you always know what's actually worth your time. See you in the next one.